Hello. Welcome to Mindfulness Monday. I hope you are doing well today. Just looking at here we go. All right. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to Mindfulness Monday. My name is Amanda Gregg, and every week at 3:30 Mountain Time, I come to you with this show. And so I am excited to be here with you as I am every single week. So today I'm going to be talking about how to turn fear into possibilities. And it's been interesting as I've unfolded and thought about this particular topic. I've actually been reading a lot about it from different posts from others today and have a lot of information to share to you. So looking forward to that. So if you don't know me, my name is Amanda Gregg. I have a company called Soaring Healing. And through this, I am passionate about helping people get comfortable in their body. And the reasons for this is so that they can do a lot of different things when it comes to health, that they can stay more fit, when it comes to relationships, that there is more love for themselves and for others in their lives. And then finally, there is wealth, not only financial wealth, but also just wealth in their life in a bigger way. And so I am excited um, through what I do, through movement, mindfulness, and energy, that I can help people find that. So, coming to you today again with talking about fear. So, as I was starting to research this, I thought there was a few things that really came up that were really, really interesting. So, the first one was that fear actually equals power. And so, as I thought about that, I thought that that is such an interesting way to look at fear. And especially right now, as we sit in the way that our lives have changed right now in what is going on with COVID-19 and how it has affected us, and maybe some fears that are coming up that we've never ever had before, or maybe fears that are coming up that are old fears that are coming up to be released. So, with that, how I visualize it and how I'd like to share it with you to think about and see if it resonates with you is, if this fear is actually the space around us when it comes to our comfort zone. So, we've been living perhaps a lot in our comfort zone in the last few years, or depending upon where your life has been going and what's been happening for you. I can say for me, in living in my comfort zone, what is happening around me has definitely thrown me out of my comfort zone. So there can be a process where there's actually an outside situation that causes that to move out of our comfort zone. Or there are these little nudges that actually start to happen that start to move us into our place of getting to that edge of our comfort zone. And that's where some of our fears can actually tell us where some of these places where our power is, that we can start to look at and actually use that as fuel for us to move forward. So I have 3 steps for you today. And a lot of my videos you'll find have 3 steps. And I think that this is interesting. And I started putting this together today, where the 3 steps actually have to do with what I am passionate about helping people and teaching people. So one is going to be connected to mindfulness. So the first step will be connected to that. Second step is usually connected to the movement. That may be a physical movement, or it might be some sort of other movement, and you'll see with the example that I give today. And then finally, the last one has to do with energy. So I believe, and we know, that energy is around us all the time. Science tells us that, and there's a lot of different documents that tell us that there's energy around us and that we have this opportunity to shift it. So the third step will be associated with that. So first step, when you come up to fear. So I'm going to share one of my examples and get a little vulnerable with you today on where I am at and some of the fears that I'm having. So the first step is actually recognizing your story and starting to name it. I keep thinking about this term that when you name it, you tame it. And so when you think about your fears, looking at naming it and recognizing it and being able to say, yes, this is my fear. So, my example, and what is actually going on for me right now as I move through what is happening outside with the COVID-19, but also what has happened through movement for me. So, as many of you know, I have jumped into being in my business full time, and it's been a really interesting time. I left my full time job at the end of February, and as I started in this new full time venture, just being in with the outside situation coming in, and also just knowing that my paychecks are coming in a totally different way than I've ever had in my entire life. And so for me, the fear that I am facing is, am I going to be successful? Is this business going to be able to sustain me and my family as we move forward? And I believe that could be said no matter if this situation was going on externally or not. It really is something to think about. And so, with that, just recognizing that that is the fear that I am dealing with. So, the second step within this is asking yourself a question. So, first, recognizing the story, and second, asking yourself a question. And if you've seen any other videos that I've done, I am part of an ambassador program for something called What If Up. And so I like to begin these questions with a what if. So, what if it all goes right? What if this is exactly where I'm supposed to be? What if I make more money than I've ever made in my entire life? So those kind of questions can come up. Now you want to watch those questions because they can also go like this. Well, what if it doesn't work? What if we lose our house? What if there's all these different things that can go downward and spiral as well? So with these what if up questions and these steps that I'm offering today, I challenge you to really think in the direction of up rather than down. So I hope that that makes sense. So that's the movement. So like I said, the movement that I talk about within these steps doesn't have to be physical. You could walk around and do this. You could jump up and down. You can move your body, which I totally recommend. Or it could be that process of that movement of those thoughts that are just starting to build that fear, perhaps. And then the final step that I want to share is setting an intention. So the intention is really, in my example, what I did was actually restate the story. So my story of being fearful of how my business is going to flourish and how this is going to move forward actually turns into then this different story of look at the opportunity that I have. Look at the supports that I have that surround me right now to allow me the space to be able to be creative, to be able to come on to Facebook Lives like this and have just some fun in sharing some things that I am so passionate about that I just get to share with the world right now. And as I do this, I know that I am supported. And so just restating and being able to set that intention as the third step is then that energy. It's that energy of being able to take what that fear is and actually turn it into that power, which is what we started off today's conversation with. That fear equals power. And the fear equaling power, it may be hard to make that jump right then, but as you institute these three steps, then you have that opportunity to really move into that power. So I'm just going to reinstate the steps. So the first step is recognizing your story, just being able to name it and tame it. Second is asking questions. And I recommend using questions that are the what if up. And then the third is setting those intentions and restating the story. And so this can be done at any moment in time. You can really take a break and know, okay, I'm going into a fear state. Here's what my fear is. Here's my questions for myself. And here's how I could restate the story. And just see how you feel afterwards. Just another tool to put in your toolbox as you continue to move on what is going outside of us, but also what's going on inside of us. There's this big opportunity to really turn inwards and be able to do some of these really, really awesome things to be able to adjust and be able to work through the things that you are within your life. Now, what I want to say at the very end is thank you so much for being here during my Mindfulness Mondays. I have enjoyed so very much being a part of these with you and bringing these to you each week. If you have any ideas about Mindfulness Mondays that you'd really love to hear about, please comment below. I would love to hear that. Also, please know that I'm adding in interviews. So next week I will be interviewing somebody. I cannot reveal who. It's going to be a big surprise. So just check me out at 3:30 again on Monday next week. And then finally, if there is anything that is coming up for you as we're having this discussion, or anything else that is happening for you, I would love to be able to help you through anything, and I am always here. So please comment below or message me, and I would love to chat. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we will see you next week. Bye bye for now.